Top 20 Male Celebrities Married to Ugly Wives 1 to 10 Part 1. Celebrities are a mix of beautiful and average. Some fall in love with their spouses even if they aren't as good looking as their favorite stars. These celebrities prove that love has its own definition in Hollywood. Despite the array of attractive partners, some celebrities just fall in love with partners who are less physically symmetrical or not. These are 10 celebs who have a fairly average looking spouse and let us know that even Hollywood has room for unconditional love. Want to know who these men are? Then you've come to the right YouTube channel, Penny of Pop Fans. We've scored Facebook groups, Twitter feeds, Reddit, Discord, and even Telegram boards to get you the most up-to-date info on your favorite celebrity or juicy Hollywood gossip. If you have a tip, story, or even correction on our intel, comment below and we'll be sure to follow it up. Let's dive right into what these men are up to now. Number 1. Pierce Brosnan. In contrast to James Bond, Pierce Brosnan was always a devoted husband and father. In 2001, handsome Irish agent 007 led a journalist to the altar. This journalist was unremarkable in looks and had an ordinary appearance. She lived a life of luxury by the ocean with her children and didn't pay any attention to jokes about her husband's celebrity wife. From his first marriage to Kelly Shea Smith, his wife had gained weight over the past 20 years. Although the couple share a love for one another and appear identical on the outside, their personality differences are also surprising. In addition to being devoted spouses and loving parents, Brosnan and Smith have an intense love of environmentalism. Photos of Kelly and her figure appear in the media, but instead of being full, people make ironic comments about Bond's wife. Pierce is happy with half. Number 2. Jesse Williams. He is best known for his role portraying Dr. Jackson Avery on the hit drama series Grey's Anatomy. We like to watch even though we know he's the only reason why. In fact, Williams is of Swedish and African American descent and has also been a model. His wife appears as plain Jane when compared to Aaron Drake Lee, his longtime love who he married in 2012. Williams and family have 2 beautiful children. Just recently, the Cabin in the Woods actor filed for divorce 18 months after the adoption of their son Maceo. At the time, Us reported that they made an amicable decision to part ways and there was no reason given by them. The divorce was finalized 3 years later in October 2020. Just a few months after quitting the duo, Drake Lee and Williams got into an argument over custody of their 2 children. Williams alleges that Drake Lee is restricting his access to them. In response to this, Williams' then estranged wife filed for sole physical and legal custody, citing his unpredictable work schedule as well as saying that she was the primary parent figure in the family. In court documents acquired by Us in August 2017, Drake Lee alleged that Jesse would join in when he was available in home, but he rarely took care of the children without my or the nanny Martiza's help and presence. Jesse became distant, secretive, and was homeless and less, traveling for unexplained reasons while telling the kids Daddy is at work. Another factor in their instability is to prevent the children from seeing a revolving door of intimate partners. Williams' rep denied the allegations on his behalf, claiming that he has been working tirelessly to maintain his bond with Sadie and Maceo. During an interview with Jay-Z, the actor, previously in an open and loving relationship with his girlfriend for 13 years, addresses rumors that he had been unfaithful to her. He explains that he adored the woman for a long time. 13 real years, rather than the inaccurate time frames of 5 or 7 years which people have created based on assumptions without knowing any facts about the situation. With this quote from the actor, we can see how much thought he put into discussing this false allegation. Number 3. Hugh Jackman. Men want to know who their favorite X-Men star is dating, and when they see Hugh Jackman's wife, they might be disappointed because she's not as glamorous as other Hollywood actresses. Jackman married his 59-year-old former castmate Deborah Lee Furness in 1996, and although she might not be as glamorous as other Hollywood actresses, Furness is the love of Jackman's life. Handsome Hugh has been married to Deborah Lee for 20 years. They met 13 years ago when she was 13 years older than him. Love cannot be explained and only happens because of certain things, like their mutual personality traits or the telepathic bond between them. Deborah and Hugh first met back in 1991 when Deborah was still very young and Hugh was not very famous at all. After a certain number of meetings, Deborah met her soulmate, Hugh. She realized that he's the person she wanted to be with and never bored with him. Deborah has sacrificed her career for Hugh and is now often seen with her on the red carpet. She is sometimes called the Grey Mouse as she is much older than Jackman and poses little in the way of romantic interest because of that difference in age, 13 years. Hugh and Deborah don't have any children of their own, but they have adopted 2. In May 2000, the couple adopted a newborn child, Oscar Maximilian, and in 2005, a second child, a girl, Ava Elliott. In an interview, Hugh calls his wife the best mom in the world. Deborah Lee Furness is candid about her marriage with Hugh and claims a serious flaw in their lives. Crowds of fans and paparazzi follow them everywhere. However, she's absolutely content with the decision as we balance each other out. For her husband is the most sexy man in the world. Number 4, Aaron Johnson. Kick-Ass star Aaron Johnson is a fan of older women. Johnson has been wearing stylish clothing and is one of GQ's 50 Best Dressed British Men for 2015. He has been dating director Sam Taylor Johnson, who is over 23 years his senior since 2009 and married her in 2012 before they had 2 kids together. Aaron and Taylor Johnson have been going to events together for the past few years, often being mistaken as a mother and son. Aaron Taylor Johnson met his wife while they were both filming a biopic of John Lennon called Nowhere Boy. Aaron auditioned for the role at Sam Taylor Wood's home because he was filming Kick-Ass at the time. Sam remembered having Aaron come to her house to audition, saying that he opened John Lennon up when she first saw him, according to The Telegraph. This happened in September 2008 before she became Sam Taylor Wood. The Sunday Times revealed that when Aaron went on set with Sam as her director, she immediately felt a strong connection and thought he would be tied with John Lennon, who was going to be played in the film by Aaron. Depending on the month and day during which Aaron first signed up for filming or when he auditioned, he would have been between 18 and 19 years old at the time of his initial meeting with Sam. Aaron talked about his audition with Harper's Bazaar. Aaron said, "I remember it very clearly. I know what she was wearing. She still has the white shirt that I love and it definitely changed my life, but not in the way I expected." Number 5, Alexis Bledel. Gilmore Girls star Lauren Bledel met her current husband, Vincent Kartheiser, while appearing in AMC's Mad Men. With doe eyes and a shy demeanor, Bledel developed a crush on Kartheiser. They began dating in the fall of 2012 after playing a couple on screen. Then the now 34-year-old actress and her bearded beau got married in June of 2014. Even Mad Men writers could see that Peggy and Stan were a good match. Both Stan's and Peggy's sense of responsibility are strong and their ties to family are obvious. Their continual acting careers at the time before they could even remember make them a perfect fit for each other. But according to sources, just recently, Alexis Bledel filed for divorce from Vincent Kartheiser on August 10 in Putnam County Supreme Court in New York. They wed in a secret ceremony on Ojai, California 3 years ago after meeting on the set of Mad Men. In the fall of 2015, the Gilmore Girls actor and the Mad Men actor welcomed a son. No one is given a reason for the reported divorce, which comes as no surprise because Alexis is famously private about personal life. The 40-year-old never announced her pregnancy and made no statement when she gave birth. 6 years later, the name of the child is still unknown. Even though Alexis had Gilmore Girls on her resume, it was Scott Patterson who revealed that she was a mom in May 2016. "It was great to see her," he said. "She's really blossomed as a woman and now she's married and happy." Scott revealed the sex of his baby and added, "We're comparing notes because my son is about a year and a half older than her young son. I'm showing her photos and videos and what to expect." Vincent also spoke to a source about keeping their personal life out of the spotlight, saying, "It's something I realized about the most important things in my life." Alexis also told a source this, "If I share them with the world and I open that door to their fuming anger that they need to get out or their adoration that they want to flaunt, it lessens it cheapens it, it weakens it, and it's magical. Love and all of that is profoundly spiritual and it just doesn't feel right." He added, "It compromises intimacy, which is the basis of the whole thing." Number 6, Salma Hayek. According to a saying, love is blind. For instance, Salma Hayek was dating French billionaire and caring CEO François-Henri Pinault. He has introduced her to several luxury brands while also working hard in his own endeavors as well as creating opportunities for other people. It wasn't a secret to the public that actress Salma Hayek received criticism over her marriage to billionaire businessman François-Henri Pinault. Those nasty comments from haters accused her of marrying for the money, but the Like a Boss star shut them down with a clever response that shut down their claims. You know what is interesting about pictures? You cannot guess the charm in them. People have this false impression that photographs are just static. But you see, with my photograph in particular, I think it's made me grow up in many ways. And to be fair, he's made me become a much better person and reflects life in a really wonderful way, she said to host Dax Shepard on his podcast. The power couple married in 2009 and 15 years later, Hayek says they're still strong in love. With his vast influence in the fashion world and representing a few famous brands you've definitely heard of, it's no wonder who François-Henri Pinault is. Check out 9 interesting things you should know about him. Number 7, Cameron Diaz. Diaz has been in the entertainment industry for decades as seen in There's Something About Mary, so fans were shocked when she started dating punk rocker Benji Madden. Although the two have very different styles, Nicole Richie thought they'd be a perfect match, and she was right. This blue-eyed beauty started dating the Good Charlotte frontman in 2014, and they married less than a year later. In an episode of the Michelle Visage's Rule Breakers podcast, Cameron Diaz shared how her marriage has made her more self-aware. The 49-year-old actress speaks about the difference between being married and being single on the podcast. Diaz told Michelle Visage that her marriage has been successful because her husband makes her realize how valuable she is and that she didn't have to have people validate her in previous relationships. Diaz explained to RuPaul in a recent interview that prior to her current husband, she didn't expect to be validated on a personal level by someone else. In her now 11-year relationship with Madden, Diaz has learned to commit to their relationship throughout. She believes this enabled them to receive so much validation outside of their relationship as well as in all these other ways. Diaz and Madden tied the knot in 2015. We talked with Visage about how fortunate she feels to have found Diaz, who she calls the mensch of her dreams. She said, "I married a mensch. I know how hard it is to find someone like him." Number 8. Kristin Bell. The actress that many consider to be the epitome of beauty began dating an average-looking actor in 2007. Although they may not look like a match, they have found happiness with their comedic sense pretending to be each other. Bell and Shepard, who share 2 children, have also been bravely open about going to couples therapy together for preventive reasons. Dax explained, "There were hurdles, things she didn't trust about me, things I didn't trust about her. I just kept going back to, this person has what I want and I need to figure out if we can exist peacefully. So we started seeing a therapist together right away." Number 9. Isla Fisher. Isla Fisher, best known for her roles in the movie Wedding Crashers, Now You See Me and The Great Gatsby, has personal moments with Sacha Baron Cohen that may not be as dramatic as you would typically imagine. Isla is shorter than Baron Cohen, who plays her husband in a comedy show called Borat, yet they're continuing their love story in spite of height differences. Fisher even converted to Judaism to be with the English comedian, saying, "I will definitely have a Jewish wedding just to be with Sacha. I would do anything, move into any religion, to be united in marriage with him." The pair not only share 3 children, but also hilariously similar temperaments and personalities. Number 10. Julia Roberts. In fact, even though we have to agree that Danny Moder is not ugly at all, we can't say for sure if he's on the same level as Julia Roberts. Surely she could get a guy like George Clooney. Roberts met her cameraman Bew in 2000 on the set of The Mexican, although both parties were already involved in relationships at the time. Roberts dumped her partner while Moder divorced his wife the following year. Roberts remarried her husband in July 2002. They now have 3 children together. Roberts has briefly gushed about her husband, saying, "He made me believe in myself in a whole brand new way." That's it for this video, plenty of pop fan. Remember to subscribe to our channel for all the latest celebrity news and gossip. It's like candy you can't stop eating. We'll cover what celebrities are wearing, who is dating who and not dating anymore. It is hard to keep up with the recent happenings in their lives. We'll satisfy your gossip fix daily. Comment below if there's a celebrity in particular you want us to cover or a juicy news tips you'd like to share.